Welcome to the creepy and weird YouTube iceberg. So, if you don't know what icebergs are, they've been a bit of a trend lately where basically you start at the top and you go to the bottom, and as you do, it gets gradually darker and weirder and creepier. Usually, they're made for, media, cinema, games, that kind of stuff. And today we have one relating to YouTube content. So this was posted by Beanburger9 over on Reddit about a month ago, and I found out about it through Alex Gus, who actually made an explanation video for it, both of which I will leave linked in the description. But that's basically what we're going to be doing today, is sort of a deep dive into these videos one by one. Some of them will be a lot easier to explain than others, but in some cases even I will be going into this blind because apart from the very dark stuff at the bottom, I didn't research much of them. I'm just going off what I already know. So that's what we'll do. We'll start from the top and we'll go pretty quickly to begin with, and we'll slowly work our way down. And as we do, we'll get a bit more detailed depending on how detailed we need to get. So with that being said, let's get into the disturbing YouTube video iceberg, or the creepy, weird YouTube iceberg. Yeah. All right, so starting off, we have a pretty general one. We have literally just the weird side of YouTube. Pretty easy to explain. If you just type in the weird side of YouTube and go on to playlists, when you click on filters, it will just take you to a bunch of playlists with the weird side of YouTube. Just kind of weird videos, a little bit out there, a bit strange. Some of them are quite creepy and morbid, but for the most part, they're just kind of weird. They make you feel a bit uncomfortable. You've definitely seen some of these videos down the line. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. All right, so next up we have fake anti-piracy screens. So this is quite intriguing. I actually didn't really know much about this, so I typed it in, and basically what it is when you illegally obtain a game, you pirate a game, sometimes there are these anti-piracy screens that pop up that say, hey, we can tell this game is pirated, turn off the console, stop playing it. What these guys have done, what fake anti-piracy screens are the ones that have been edited for, I guess, just kind of a creepypasta vibe or something like that, to make it seem a lot creepier than it actually is. So I'll show you one here, anti-piracy screen games compilation, and you'll get the gist pretty quickly of what we're talking about. This is Mario Kart. So this is a good one. That noise is so annoying. Oh my god. Oh, and she has no head. You see? Okay, you see? This is what we're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, so as you can see, that is what they are. Fake, obviously. Nintendo would never do anything like that. But they're cool. They're like fan-made fake anti-piracy screens. You can go into a lot more detail on a video that was actually made by Tech Rules. The fake, the creepy, and the downright malicious. I recommend checking that out. It's quite good. But yeah, that's it. That's fake anti-piracy screens. All right, so next up we have Elsa Gate and weird nursery rhymes. So I will say this is actually a bit higher up than I thought it would be. It's in the first tier, which I guess, shows us how spooky this has the potential to be. But basically what this was, and you probably know, it was a big controversy that was on YouTube a few years ago where a lot of child-friendly content was showing stuff that was definitely not child-friendly. These kind of videos that were just overly graphic, weird, and had all these bizarre references were popping up, and kids were watching them, you know what I mean? And
Did this content start being produced? Two, why
so,
does YouTube allow this content to masquerade as child?
as you can see, a little bit weird, a little bit inappropriate, and these are kind of just content that's, easy to show for this channel, Investigating YouTube, who made this video. But with that being said, it was just inappropriate content that under the guise of child-friendly content, which is like the exact opposite and used to get the best advertisements and so many different things. But now, because of this and a lot of other controversies on how they share child-friendly content, there are things that have changed, and YouTube have changed certain things since this. But yeah, it was very big. I'd be surprised if you hadn't heard about it, but that's Elsagate. All right, next up we have Salad Fingers, created by David Firth. This is a classic, an OG, very good. Over an hour of episodes have now been made. If you haven't seen it, I recommend checking it out, but I'm sure you have. It has millions upon millions of views, and it's a classic. Shout out to David Firth. All right, so next up we have Lost Episode Creepypasta videos. This one's pretty specific, honestly. So this relates to the Lost Episode creepypastas and the videos that go along with them, if that makes sense. So here's one, for example, Squidward's Suicide. This is one of the most famous Lost episodes. There's also the Suicide Mouse, I believe. Dead Bart is another one. And what this entry is talking about is the videos that go along with these stories. So this is a story about a guy who saw an episode of SpongeBob where Squidward takes his own life. And if you scroll down to the bottom, there is actually a video, a fan-made Lost creepypasta episode. So we're gonna watch it. Yeah, okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. That was probably my favorite episode of SpongeBob, to be honest. But yeah, that is Lost Episode Creepypasta videos. There's way more to explore. If you haven't seen them, I recommend checking them out. Yeah, it's fine. Next up, we have Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Another very, very viral series. I'm actually baffled. This has 2.42 million subscribers with only 12 videos. Very good, very good. Fair play to them. It is very well made. And it's a sort of animated kids show that was made in 2011, a parody of an animated kids show, kind of. And yeah, they get sort of gradually darker as it goes. And yeah, you've probably seen this. I don't really need to explain Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, but it's good stuff. Yeah, it's pretty radical. Good stuff. You know, it's a classic. I don't really need to explain it. That was my second favorite episode of SpongeBob. All right, next up we have Smile HD, which I actually have not seen. And I can tell you right off the bat, maybe I should have watched this beforehand because there seems to be a lot going on in this, but we'll watch it together and see what it is. Okay. Dave Davy. Shut out. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Oh, she's into it. Oh, no, not anymore. Oh, okay. Rest in peace. No, the sunglasses are on. Can't believe. Oh. To make people smile. Oh, yeah. Predictable. That was really long. Oh, it was only 3.5 minutes. That was pretty long. Oh, cool. Cool. That was Smile HD. I don't I don't really know much what else to That was it, okay? That was all. Moving on. All right, next up we have I Feel Fantastic. This is another classic. This one has a bit of lore behind it, which I like. Not a bit of lore, sorry, but a bit of myth behind it, which I really like. Uploaded by Creepy Blog. It's a classic. There was a while where people thought that this was where this the creator of this video had like buried a body or something, and that was like a part of the myth. Um, for some reason, the description is like this. In ancient Greek mythology, he was a highly accomplished sculptor through skilled in imitating human form. I remember this vaguely being kind of strange. What you are about to watch is a mysterious video. Its origin is attributed variously and almost certainly suspiciously to various abstract artists and surrealists. Again, yeah, it's pretty convoluted. But all things considered, I believe it's actually just made by a guy who made a robot. But there is explanation videos that we won't get into now, but yeah, you can go watch them. And like I said, I think it is just a robot made by a guy. Yeah, Scare Theater did an explanation video for it, only 8 minutes long. All right, well, we just went from one that had a little bit of lore and backstory to it to one that has a lot of lore and backstory to it. An unreal amount, and that is Petscop. Revolves around a man, a guy who found a game. It's a series about a guy who found a game, and this is him playing through the game. This is what the series is, and there are so many little clues and so many little bits and bobs along the way. It is very convoluted, but very interesting. And here's the intro. Understandable. Yeah, it's a really cool idea for a series, really cool channel, definitely recommend checking it out. And Pyro Cynical, the man himself, actually made an hour-and-a-half video that's right here called Petscop, the best game you've never played, and that will explain things pretty well, so I recommend checking that out. That is Petscop. All right, next up we have another one that I have not seen, and this is called Beasts. I believe this is it because it looks kind of weird. It has 118,000 likes, very good like to dislike ratio. So here we go, Beasts.
I am the beast that cuts the meat. Now that they're dead, you can sink in your teeth. I am the beast that grows the wheat. I make bread to eat it with meat. I am the beast that makes the
Bars.
keeps you warm, keeps out fleas. I'm the beast that must compete. It's so much fun to put a thing in a thing. I am the beast
Nice.
that agrees. As long as I smile, I can treat them like sheep. I am the beast that
This is a lot of commentary.
minds while you work on the street.
Okay. Well, I'll be damned. That says a lot. It says a lot about society. A lot has been said. With that being said, that's the second one I have not seen, and that is another song. So I guess I'm just not musically inclined because I don't know two of those classics, but I'm glad that I'm learning. All right, so after that tremendous song, we have Local 58. Now, this is really good. If you haven't seen it, I recommend checking it out. I think I might have even covered it on this channel, but basically, it's a bunch of fake newscasts, with the most popular one being this one, Contingency. Okay, the worst has come to pass. Despite the sacrifices of our citizens and the might of our armed forces, the United States has been recently forced to surrender to our enemy. They may occupy our borders. They will never take our spirit. So basically, it's this patriotic stuff. I have already taken action. You need to take action, every man, woman, and child. Use the method most available to you at this time. There's nothing to fear. It's a wild video, really well made. Access to a local firearm is ideal. Place muzzled upward to your mouth. Yeah. Your local law enforcement has been issued to ensure your compliance. Oh man. Yeah, it's really unsettling. It's really well made. The language they use is really good. The writing's really strong. And then, of course, we find out that the station aired what appeared to be a warning message from a U.S. government agency. This has been confirmed as a hoax. It was a hoax the whole time. But the whole channel's really cool. They got a lot of stuff like that. Um, yeah, it's good. It's good. Really well made stuff. I recommend checking out Local 58 TV. All right, well, we go from one hoax to another hoax because we have Hey Walter next, which is a video that was proven fake, but was actually posted originally by Blame It On George. A lot of people don't know that, but he made a creepy video and he spoke about this, and it only had around 1,000 views, and that's when he covered it, and it sort of took off after that because the video was so bizarre. Um, you might have seen it. It was quite popular back in the day. But yeah, let's have a look.
Hi, Walter. I was at the mall today, and guess what happened? I met the most wonderful girl. We went shopping at JCPenney's, and she tried on a lot of clothes. And she ended up buying a whole lot of them, you know what I mean? And then we decided to go and take a look at some of the jewelry at K Jewelers, and she picked out this most awesome necklace, the most amazing necklace I've ever seen. And I know she wanted me to buy it for her because she kept on looking at me and kept on giving me that look. You know the look. And then we got kind of tired of the mall, and I brought her back to my place. And I know she hates cameras, Walter, but I'm going to show you her anyways. You ready?
Cool. Yikes. So sorry. Yeah. Whoa, Walter. Relax. Oh wait, no, he's not Walter, but yeah, so this channel, like 2016, this guy made a channel. It was literally called Hey Walter, the channel, and he made this one video and he dipped, and then it went viral like 4 or 5 years later, and he had to come out and be like, yeah, that was all made up, obviously. I mean, in hindsight, it's weird that so many people believed it. But you know, fair enough. It's okay to be concerned. But yeah, that was Hey Walter. It was just a fake viral video back in the day. It's a good one. Nice to revisit that. All right, next up we have Obey the Walrus. So I actually believe I have covered that on this channel as well. So we go from a old viral video to a very old viral video. This is Obey the Walrus.
Pequeña araña en un tubo se subió.
Yeah, so that's Obey the Walrus. Bit of a classic when it comes to creepy YouTube videos, but in hindsight, wasn't really that spooky, just a little bit odd. For some reason, the description still says Obey the Walrus, known in Spanish, is a video that was allegedly created by a Latin American cult, and it said that bad things happened after watching the video. The woman featured in the video is actually old footage of an American born as Johnny. Yeah, so this information is pretty much correct, but then this paragraph is just here for some reason, which is obviously not true. It was not created by a cult. Yeah, quite strange. A cult known as the Walrus. What an intimidating name for that cult. We are a Latin American cult and we are the Walrus. I'm not joining. That's the worst name for a cult ever. But yeah, Obey the Walrus was actually done by Sandy Crisp, who was an American entertainer who went by Goddess Bunny. She was a drag queen as well, actress and model. I'm just reading off as you can see. But unfortunately, she did pass away in January of 2021. So rest in peace to her. And condolences to her family. She did quite a bit, actually, when you look at it. She was in a Marilyn Manson video. She was in a little bit of TV here, quite a bit of movies, and of course, she went viral with "Obey the Walrus," which I mean, she had no control over, but still, you know, she was definitely around. So, rest in peace to Sandy Crisp, and yeah. All right, next up we have blankroomsoup.avi. Released in January of 2014 by a channel called Creepy Paste. And yeah, this is an interesting one, to say the least. This is a very interesting one. We'll just have a little gander. Boom. A second one. Two for the price of fun. So yeah, this video basically went viral a while back. People were saying it came from the dark web and that it was a guy who was being held hostage and forced to eat the remains of his family and all this insane stuff. But just like most internet trends, it was just a bit silly. Rainbot actually covered it. Oh yeah, her video's still up, looking into Blank Room Soup, and found out that it was costumes done by an artist, and the costumes I think were called Ray Ray, and they ended up being stolen. And then this video was made. So that actually is very interesting, and I'm not sure if that has been debunked or if the creators of this very strange video has actually come true, because all these videos are 5 years old and it's been a while. So yeah, very interesting stuff. All right, so next up we have The Dawn is Your Enemy, and I have it up here. Apparently this is a sign-off bump that was shown on Adult Swim between 2005 and 2010. The point of the bumper was to scare children, especially those who stayed up too late, hence why it would appear very early in the morning. Okay, so they would show this very early in the morning for kids who were staying up late, like 2, 3 in the morning, to stop them from watching the creepy stuff. Cool. So yeah, that's very interesting, but for some reason this one says based on the creepypasta, but this has me believe that it's actually real. So I'm not sure if it's a creepypasta or if it's real. Okay, yeah, so what this creepypasta is saying is that usually this bumper only goes on for 9 seconds, and what we just listened to was a 90-second bit that accidentally played, and apparently that's the full song, but they always cut it off. At least that's what this creepypasta is saying. It's a fictional story. But honestly, I thought it was genuinely real there for a second, and yeah, it turns out no, it's not. With that being said, though, still a very cool idea, cool creepypasta. That is The Dawn is Your Enemy. Cool. Okay, next up, and the final one of the first 2 tiers, is Username 666. This is a classic as well, and it's quite good, very well made. It's made by Nana825763. So yeah, basically tries to access the username 666 on YouTube, doesn't work, refreshes it a bunch of times, and this is where we are. It's really well made in hindsight. You can, yeah, the way, like the progression of it's really good, and the fact that it was made in 2008 is really cool because it's got that old school YouTube vibe. No, it's not working. It's a good beat. Cool. All right, yeah, so that is it. Nana825763, very good content creator. Definitely recommend checking them out. And what was cool about this video when it first blew up is that there was actually a username named 666 who was suspended. I'm not sure if Nana knew that information, but it made it very interesting the first time people typed in youtube.com/666 because they thought, oh my god, maybe YouTube has done some weird thing or something like that. It was a classic, absolute classic. Username 666. Yeah. Okay, so the first one of tier number 3 is something I do not know anything about, and that is Teddy Has an Operation by Sang P.
There is something wrong with Teddy. Don't
Right.
worry, Teddy. Let's look at his kidney now. The kidney is what gives Teddy patience. With kids, look at Teddy's kidney crayons. They have gangrene. The doctor puts in nice red. Now the doctor must explore Teddy's heart.
This is bizarre. This is so weird.
Look how big it is. The operation is complete, and soon Teddy will be all better again. Good night, Teddy. I hope you get well soon.
I hope you get well soon too, Teddy. That's all we can ask for. All right, very strange stuff. Not really much to say about it, to be honest, except for, kind of strange. Um, Glad Teddy is okay, and, hope his recovery is speedy. So we go from a bear, a teddy, to a cat because we have cat ghost. Now, I've seen people doing deep dives when I just typed it in, but again, I don't know anything about this. So we're not going to be able to obviously do a deep dive ourselves because we have so much to go through, but we will watch the first episode and see what Cat Ghost 1 is all about.
Because the baby was so fat and ugly, no one would ever love him. Gideon!
Oh, jeez. Oh, awesome. It's you too. All right. Actually, I think I'm getting the hang of this. Actually, kind of fun.
Play the game, Gideon.
Play the game.
I don't know if you're looking in my direction, but I am playing the game.
Play.
All right,
Play.
stop.
Play.
Oh, thank heavens. It was only a dream. Wait, what's that? Wow, it's that ugly cake. I guess it wasn't a dream. Oh well, bye.
Nice, good start. Okay, so not very creepy in the first episode, but yeah, a lot of people are saying good things about it. Look at this, the most unique series since Petscop. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, if people are talking about it in that light, if people are talking about it in such a positive way, I'm definitely going to subscribe to this, come back to it. Cat Ghost, I recommend you check it out as well. First episode was really good, really funny as well. I'm excited to look into it a little bit more, especially if there's some more horror elements. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. Looking forward to it. So next up we have Pizza Time Pizza, and I'm beginning to see a bit of a trend here because Inside of Mind has covered this, and I believe Inside of Mind also covered the last one.
Pizza Time Pizza. Family today. In a world of uncertainty and danger, there's one thing you can always count on, and that's Pizza Time Pizza.
That's a bit
Leave your
weird.
old family behind and join the Pizza Time Pizza family. Kill your
Oh,
You are worthless. You are nothing. We will make you strong. Join the Pizza Time Pizza family today. The weak will be sacrificed. Their blood will be the very sauce of the enlightened. We will be rewarded in the Pizza Time Pizza afterlife. Only at pizzatimepizza.wixsite.com/pizzatimepizza. Kill your parents. Kill your parents. Kill your parents. Kill your parents. Kill your parents.
yeah, so Pizza Time Pizza, very strange stuff, but I liked it. There's a third one, that means there's a second one as well. That might be another one to go back and have a look at. So I'm noticing so far with the first three that we watched was that all of these are kind of funny as well. I'm not sure if that's the point, but three in a row and they've all had some comedic elements to them. It's very interesting. All right, so next up we have Agamemnon Counterpart. Now I have actually seen this. This is quite old. June 14th, 2006. Yeah, it's an interesting one. All right. Oh my God, man. Kind of a lot going on for the old eyes. A lot to take in. But yeah, that's a bit of a classic. It's been around for like 14, close to 15 years now, which is wild. But that is Agamemnon Counterpart. Yeah. All right. Next up is another one that I have seen. Quite an interesting one. It is Sitting and Smiling. So this is a guy, Benjamin Bennett, who now does a series as well called Walking and Talking, but he also did a series called Sitting and Smiling, where, as you can tell, he sits down and he smiles for 4 hours at a time. This one is Sitting and Smiling number 5, and it went rather viral because something happened. You can see 2 hours, 36 minutes, and 30 seconds, so we'll just let this play. Okay, yeah. So that was somebody breaking into Benjamin's house, and he continued to sit and continued to smile. I absolutely applaud it. I mean, can you imagine breaking into the house and then you see this? This is the only thing you see with nothing else going on? Just this sitting and smiling. I mean, it's unreal. And it's clearly worked for him. 300,000 subscribers. Obviously, this project's very popular. A lot of people have talked about it. And he does walking and talking as well. So, but yeah, shout out to Benjamin Bennett, sitting and smiling. Don't break into his house, guys. Don't. I'm going to throw subscribe on his name, actually. All right, back to the land of the unfamiliar. We have Lasagna Cat. I've never heard of this. 211,000 subscribers. It's a channel. Garfield vibes for days. We're just going to watch the first video again 13 years ago. Although this one looks like Final Fantasy 6. So I kind of want to watch that one too, because that's a very good game. Okay, let's do this one.
But I love lasagna.
Hey!
I hate Mondays, but I love lasagna.
Hey! Who ate all my lasagna?
Me.
Okay, top comment, Jack's Films. Haha, awesome parody. 5'd immediately. Haha. Okay. All right, here we go. 8 of the 18th, 1978. Oh, yes. This is a great game. What? I don't know. What? I'm gonna have to watch a lot to understand why this is in the disturbing video tier. With that being said, though, I love Final Fantasy VI, and that was a very nice tribute, actually. They got a lot of things right there, so shout out to Lasagna Cat. I don't think I've watched enough to understand why it's in the creepy YouTube tier, but to be fair, this is the creepy and weird YouTube section, and that was definitely weird, so I cannot blame it. I cannot blame it at all. Shout out to Lasagna Cat. And next up we have Happy Anniversary, which is... okay. I do know this one. I was going to say I don't, and I do, unfortunately. Now, this is kind of taking away from my theory that this is all funny videos, or videos that have a bit of comedy to them, because I do not remember this one being funny in the slightest. But, yeah. Okay. Stop. Stop it. I'm uncomfortable. Happy Anniversary. Okay, so that just seems like a weird video, but the reason it's so creepy is a little bit harder to explain. Scare Theater made a great video on it, but basically a woman went missing on a dirt road near 112 something or other. Maybe I'm just gonna have to show you Scare Theater explaining it, because it really makes it a lot creepier when you see it.
The user was called 112 Dirtbag. Mara went missing on Route 112, and in an interview with her father, he said she was kidnapped by dirtbags. With all that said, 112 Dirtbag becomes a little bit more unnerving. Because of this, the guys become one of the main suspects of the case. The man in this video is named Alden Olson, and to put it bluntly, he's a nut.
Mr. 1974, saying, happy New Year and drive safe.
The actual username of the poster was Mr. 112 Dirtbag, but his YouTube channel no longer exists. However, there is a playlist of some of the videos that were once on his channel. A lot of the videos by 112 Dirtbag are really weird, but only a few are important. The first is titled Mara Murray. The video just shows a ticket to Bretton Woods Mountain Resort. The date that the ticket was issued was February 11, 2004, which was 2 days after Mara went missing. This video was removed by Olson only a day after he posted it. He got you to look more into this case, since it really is interesting. Thank you for watching.
So yeah, that is basically what made that video so creepy. Was he posted it on the anniversary of a woman named Mara Murray who went missing. His channel was called 112 Dirtbag. She went missing on the Route 112, and her father called whoever did it a dirtbag. And yeah, there was basically just a bunch of evidence that possibly led him to do it, and he was leaving this evidence behind. So very creepy stuff, very spooky. Not really funny though, which kind of takes away from my theory that all of these videos were going to have a bit of funniness to them. But that is the end of that tier. That was actually, even though we're in the third tier, that was kind of the most lighthearted one so far, with the exception of the ending there, which is interesting. So there might be some kind of theme to these tiers, but I'm not exactly sure. All right, so starting off tier 4, we have a nice classic, There Is Nothing, otherwise known as Dining Table or There Is Nothing. And this is a loop, a 1-minute loop created by David B. Earl. Shout out to him. And it's quite good. And then if you remake it, yeah. So it's a loop, as you can see, and it's quite a good one. So shout out to David B. Earl. Nice classic, creepy video, Dining Table or There Is Nothing. All right, so next up we go from Dining Table or There Is Nothing to Daisy Brown. Now, I just kind of jumped right into it there, but if you haven't seen Daisy Brown, it's a very interesting series that I recommend watching. It gets so weird.
It's Daisy Brown. I'm just talking to the camera, and
it starts off pretty weird as well.
How I feed Alan. He's blind. In case you haven't noticed, his eyes are very foggy.
I did notice the eyes, yeah.
You can't see anything.
That's the main thing I noticed. Okay. So basically this video was uploaded in July of 2017 by Daisy Brown. And in the description it said, "Hi everybody, this is Daisy Brown. This is my first video on YouTube. I'm showing you guys how I feed Alan the monster that lives in my house. He was under the weather when we filmed. That's why he was very loud. His mouth was very dry. Thank you. Have a great day." Blah, blah, blah. So from what I remember, the story is that her father worked for some factory or some experimental place, and she got Alan from there. If you watch this series, it gradually gets weirder and weirder and weirder, and it's a very interesting series. I have not seen every episode, but I've seen quite a bit. We actually covered it on a live stream, and yeah, it's definitely worth looking into. The practical effects are great. Daisy Brown, it's a good one. It's an interesting one. All right, next up we have an Adult Swim classic, which is This House Has People in It. This is an interesting one because it seems very, very normal, but it gradually gets weirder and weirder.
Come on. That's much too expensive.
No, it's not. What if we went?
Okay, so already you can see it's a little bit odd. Yeah, let's skip a few minutes in. Man, this is some wild stuff. This brings it back. Oh my god.
We're a family, no matter what anyone says. Love each other through grinding teeth. That's our strength.
Oh man. Oh, here we go. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty wild. So that was directed by Alan Resnick, who we will be coming across again quite soon, I believe. But with that being said, definitely recommend checking it out. It's a wild ride, to be honest. Just watching it back there, obviously I couldn't show the full thing or even like a fraction of it really, but it is a wild ride, and it's quite good. It's quite good. I recommend checking it out. All right, next up we have 11BX1371. This audio is a little grating to listen to, so we'll skip around a bit. But we got a masked plague doctor chilling, hanging out. Yeah, a lot of clues, bits and bobs. It's basically a little ARG. Shout out to Parker Wright, the guy who made it. Yeah, Vice just did a special on it recently that you can go check out. But yeah, it's, you know, pretty standard ARG. that you can check out if you want to. All right, so next we have something I don't think I've seen. I definitely haven't seen actually, called Feel Good Today. 4 minutes long. We're gonna have a look at this. See what it is. Oh, here we go, for God's sake. Caught me off guard a bit, not gonna lie. Caught me off guard.
I will fix my patients, and they will fix me.
Great. That's great. I'm not gonna lie. Starting to get a little worn out. It's been like 2 hours. I've been just watching these videos and sifting through all this stuff. Get a little worn out, but that is the end of tier 4. We are on tier 5. Only 3 more to go until we reach the very bottom. But again, that was quite mild. I don't think we've gotten anywhere too crazy yet. But I know for a fact that there is going to be some really weird stuff. So, you know, interesting nonetheless. But I am getting a little bit desensitized, I will say. All right, the beginning of tier number 5, possibly in Michigan. Kick us off. An 11-minute video. I'm ready. I've never been more ready. 1983, a musical horror story about 2 young women who are stalked through a shopping mall by the cannibal named Arthur. He follows them home, and here the victims become the aggressors.
She put her poodle one time in a microwave oven to eat it. Yeah, to eat it. Oh no. No, 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 silly. To dry it. No, no, no. But it exploded. And they were both found dead. She must have been out of her head. Him to be.
Man, that is kind of, that is quite spooky. There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. Wow, this is so many twists and turns. Am I watching Inception or something? What's going on, man? That was wild. It's really, really wild. It's actually hard to believe that's made in 1983 because that's like designed for the internet. But I just went onto her page here, Cecilia Condit. I consider myself a storyteller whose work swings between beauty and the grotesque, humor and the macabre, innocence and cruelty. I love it. Cecilia, you are way ahead of your time because that was something that I could easily see being made today in like an ARG format or, you know, someone who's trying to make something unnerving. And you nailed it. Like 30 years ago. So huge shout out to Cecilia. You earned my subscription, possibly in Michigan. Very good, very good. We started off very strong there with possibly in Michigan, and if we go to the right, we have Alan Tutorial. So I just went to the first video that Alan Tutorial made. This is Alan Resnick again, the guy who made This House Has People in It. And here he is with his own YouTube channel called Alan Tutorial, and this is made in 2011.
To my YouTube page. So today I'm going to show you how to leak on a piece of paper. Don't forget to favorite it and like and subscribe. So
you got it. You got it, buddy.
Things you're going to need. You want to have a small hole. Because if it's too big, it won't leak, it'll fall, it'll pour. Thank you.
Right, yeah, how to leak on a piece of paper. Okay, it's stuff we all need to know. So, that's basically what he did for a while, kind of like almost how-to basic-esque content, how to watch YouTube video online, how to make mail into Square, how to upload a YouTube unwrap video and fill a cup with water. It's good to get both of those done in the one video. But as time went on, it got a little bit wild, it got a little bit crazy. How to pick up a blue chair on the ground. And I'll just show you the final Alan tutorial video without any context, but I do recommend going and watching it and possibly watching some of the analysis videos. Either way, by themselves, they are quite entertaining.
And it's torn. And it's torn.
It's genuinely so unnerving. Like, I don't know what it is. He's created such a mental environment. Like, it's just so creepy. It's so creepy, man. It's so good. Man, it's pure unnerving. Even watching that again, like he's captured something with that. You know, Alan Resnick's really, really good, man. And this has been bringing us back to us. But shout out to Alan Tutorial, man. I definitely recommend checking that out in full. That was quite good. And the series in general, just quite unnerving. All right, we go from the man, the myth, Alan Resnick, to Pickle Surprise. I have not seen this. I know nothing about this. But so far, this has been quite good. This tier has been quite good. So hopefully this can be good too. 1989. We just saw something from 1983. So yeah, hopefully we're in for something. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Not really much to say about that. Pickle Surprise. Okay, we go from Pickle Surprise to Shay St. John. I do know this channel. I believe it has 10 videos, 30,000 subscribers. Yeah. So Shay St. John is a strange one, bit of a rabbit hole I'd recommend going down, but it's a fictional character created by Eric Forner, I believe. Unfortunately, Eric Forner, the creator of Shay St. John, is no longer with us. He passed away. But yeah, the Shay St. John YouTube channel is definitely an interesting exploration that I would recommend checking out. It's quite an interesting one. It's quite an interesting one. All right, so we go from Shay St. John to another classic, which is Meat Sleep. Now, the original Meat Sleep channel doesn't seem to be around because this is an archive, but this is the most popular video and possibly the first one as well, but we'll just double check that now. Yeah, at least according to the archives, it's the first one. I think it's the first one in general. Oh, brings back memories, man. Yeah, that is a weird nostalgia trip almost. So it was uploaded on the 4th of April 2014, and it was the first Meat Sleep video on the channel. Yeah, Meat Sleep is definitely a very strange ARG that I remember getting into back in the day. It's a pity that the original channel isn't there, but I do recommend checking out the archives and enjoying some of the Meat Sleep content because it was pretty wild. Just click around random videos or start from the beginning where we just started and go from there. Either way, you'll probably be pretty entertained. It's definitely a classic ARG to be sure. All right, I have not seen this one either. It is called Look at the Clown, a child therapy program. Okay, cool. Yeah. I just know I'm gonna get jump scared.
Look at the clown.
That's a child.
Look at the clown. Look at the clown.
What is this, man? This is so bizarre.
The cloud. This completes the exercise. Now, please give your child a snack of their choosing only if they did not cry. Thanks for watching my child therapy program, and be sure to look for more of my educational video programs based on the teachings of Shirley Beverly French. Good night.
Thank you, Shirley Beverly French. We appreciate that. Yeah. You were great in that Kevin movie. Yeah, that was like one of the least creepy videos I think on the whole thing. That was a write-off is what we called them. I'm surprised that was so low down because that was like meaningless. Oh man, so silly, so silly. All right, next up we have Robert Helpman. This is a very good one. This is very strange. So Robert Helpman is a strange channel that goes around showing you this person, Daisy. But Daisy's not a person. It's a body bag thing. Alright. I was gonna stab now. Yeah, so basically he just posts videos like that. They're all about a minute long. They're a bit weird. Got masked man goes around with body bag. Yeah. You get the picture. Anyways, the videos are quite short, and the series is quite good as well. I recommend checking it out. Robert Helpman, not bad. Daisy really does need help, man. Oh fuck, man, I'm tired. All right, tier 6, you know it. We have quite a bit to get through in tier 6, but we're gonna do it relatively quickly. Just boom, 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 knock them out the park. You know what I'm saying. Poochie and Pansy is first up. Let's go. I'm sick of these games.
Hey, Pansy, guess what?
What, Poochie?
I had a really weird dream last night.
I had one too. What was yours about, Poochie?
It was about a kitten. He was locked in a tower, and an evil witch was trying to use him to find something called the Midnight Crown.
Wow, Poochie, I had the same dream.
Whoa.
That means it must be real. They thought you guys could use my help. Let me show you the way to Sufferdar.
Oh, okay. That was perfectly fine. Wait, part 2. Okay, it already seems a little bit different.
Right, yeah. You're probably right. Yeah. You're probably right.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, this took a turn. What the fuck am I watching, bro? Oh. Oh. Alright, that took a turn, to be honest. That was a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be. It kind of seemed a little weird. But nah, it was good. It was good. It was good. It got there in the end. I liked it. Poochie and Pansy. Interesting stuff. Might go and check that out maybe in another life. But we got Plastic Men, which is from the same creator as Beasts, I believe. It just repeated itself 4 times. I thought it was going to do something different. Oh, man. Okay. Plastic Men. That's a wrap. At least we don't have to worry about checking too much of it out. All right, we got the return of Nana next. We got Poco Shopping. Nana's great. Nana's good for a good quality video. Plastic Men was a bit of a dud. But this one, here we go. I'm kind of losing it, I'm not gonna lie. Watching creepy videos for 3.5 hours straight. You get a little weird. I'm in a different dimension now. Please tell 666. You're goddamn right I will. Username 666. Oh! Nothing means anything anymore. Things just happen. Bye. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Nana. I appreciate it. Love you. Believe in yourself. All right, so that was another video by Nana, Poco Poco Shopping. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little loopy or whatever. I've been watching a lot of these creepy ass videos. Next up, we have The Maker. This is quite good. I don't actually think I've seen this. This is very good. Aww. What is... Right, wait, okay, cool. So at the beginning, oh, he's looking with the book. Yeah, at the beginning he's looking with the book. That is class. That's really good. Yeah, that was really good. I'm not sure if that was actually the one I was supposed to watch because that wasn't really creepy. I mean, it is. It's kind of weird, but you know, it's kind of dark. All right, so next up we have Camera Heads. I'm not gonna lie, not exactly sure what this is. Alternatively, I Killed a is a creepypasta that revolved around a character's descent into madness after discovering the existence of entities known as camera heads. The story and associated character predate other creepypasta characters such as Slenderman, The Rake, Smile Dog, and Jeff the Killer. Okay, cool. Alright, so this seems like more of a creepypasta than anything else. I can't find anything called Camera Heads apart from this 11-year-old video that doesn't really show much. Yeah, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Okay, next up we have Angel. Quick 46-second video.
Do not be afraid.
Spooky times. Okay. Nice. Oh, shout out to Blame It On George. Popping up. How you doing? My God. All right, next up we have Grave Robbing for Morons. 26 minutes long.
Now, so what you do is you grab it around your body, all right? And somebody might be paying some serious money for it. So you have to make sure it's the real thing, okay? And you have to make sure. And, you know, so let's say they have a...
Okay, this is pretty wild.
And everything, because every one of them looks different. If you want, you can find something about 5 years old, and you'll find this person. All right, so.
Okay, so basically this is just like a clear-cut instructional video on how to rob graves. I I don't know what to say. I mean, it's pretty wild. Definitely something I'd like to look into more. Thanks, fam. I've been doing it wrong all this time. Yep, you're goddamn right. But yeah, pretty interesting. Grave robbing for morons. If you ever want to know and end up on some kind of watch list, this is the place to go. Grave robbing for morons. And that is the end of tier 6. Ladies and gentle fish, we are going to be going to tier 7, and there's only 3 on tier 7, and then we're in the final tier. Wow. I am drained. I am actually quite tired. But let's go. I'm excited to get it done. Let's go. Tier 7 brings us to Krana Gripsbow TV. At least that's what happens when I type in Smile Guide. We'll just go to the most popular because I don't really know what this is. Yeah, interesting stuff. Alright. Okay, instantly this is a bit more unnerving. What the fuck is going on? Wow, I am learning a lot today. I am definitely learning a lot today. Okay. Smile Guide. Very good. Good beginning. Alright, next up we have Limbo, The Organized Mind. 6 years old. This was never shown on Sesame Street. Here's my attempt at syncing the Jim Henson film with the Raymond Scott audio. As you can see, some of my electronic sound effects are a bit off. Okay.
That's a great family. There's my wife, parents.
Well, this is quite well made.
There goes cousin Barbara. My nephew Evan. Well, I wouldn't be able to help if I filed things alphabetically.
All right, interesting stuff. Next up, we have PHR2771. And this is quite low down. This is the lowest one. And I have actually seen this one. We have PHR221, an educational video. Room 1 is where I live. It's called number 1 because I am the smartest. Nice. 2 live in room 2. They own an animal with lots of fur that doesn't breathe. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, so this is one that I recommend checking out. It's quite unnerving. And yeah, I'd definitely give it a watch. PHR2771. When you watch it with headphones in a dark room, it's pretty unnerving, to be honest. And it's definitely worth checking out with all the different, bits and bobs and the analysis and things like that. So yes, that is the end of tier 7. We are into the final tier, the bad stuff, the real bad stuff. A lot of it we're not even really going to be watching, but just kind of reviewing. But nonetheless, we are here. All right, and we start with a man known as Plasma Master Don. Now, the first thing I will say is that the person who made this video is definitely a fan of Nick Crowley, because Nick Crowley covered this and a couple of other ones that are in the very, very bottom tier, and he makes very good videos about them. But he exposed this man, well, somebody on Reddit did first, but afterwards Nick Crowley made a video about it, and that's when people found out that this guy was actually, unfortunately, a registered sex offender. Now, he had gained an audience already from doing these videos where he would sing along to popular songs. Like his most popular one is Slow Dancing in the Dark by Joji, and he has Frank Ocean, he has Lil Peep. He covers these kind of trendy songs that are quite popular, and he amassed a pretty big audience for doing so. But yeah, unfortunately, he was a registered sex offender, and this wasn't necessarily known. So about a week or so after that video dropped, exposing him as a registered sex offender, he actually passed away, which actually makes him like the 3rd or 4th creator who we've covered who has passed away. Which is quite surprising, and 2 of them passed away in the last year. So yeah, I mean, it seems to be a cursed iceberg, to say the least. But yeah, that is Plasma Master Don. All right, next up we have Mondo Films and Shockumentaries. So Mondo Films, as you can see here, are exploitation films and documentary movies, pseudo-documentaries they're called, and there used to be a lot of Mondo films that would be basically culturally insensitive. So documentary filmmakers from like the 60s and 70s, who would be a bit more well-traveled than the average viewer, would go to these places and expose them in a really negative way, whether that be like really poor villages in like Spain or Russia or Italy or whatever, and then they would come back and chop up the video, and they would make it look way worse than it actually was, and show it in a really really negative way. So this is a good example of one, Africa Adio, where they went to Congo and they sort of pretended to make a documentary about the civil war in Congo. But when you watch it, you can see that they use behind the scenes footage from the movie Zulu. They also use a bunch of footage that's not even from the war in Congo, and they make it look way sort of worse than it was. They make the people look really bad there. And that was kind of the vibe. But in 1978, a movie called Faces of Death was released, which changed the sort of way that these exploitation films were made, and it grossed millions of dollars. And what it did was it basically showed a lot of real life death, airplane crashes, and people who went skydiving without a parachute, or without a working parachute. Traffic accidents, and things that happened in nature, and all that sorts of stuff. So About 40% of it was fake, and then another large percentage of it was actually quite real. And yeah, very unnerving movie, but it did change the way Mondo films were basically made. And this is probably what the iceberg is referring to, as opposed to the more culturally insensitive stuff. But yeah, that is Mondo films, that is shockumentaries. That's what they're talking about. You know, the real kind of gritty stuff, real stuff that you'd probably want to avoid for the most part. All right, next we have a pretty dark one, unfortunately. Monkey hate. I mean, yeah, like we said, we're at the bottom here. This is some real degenerate shit. But monkey hate is people who, I guess, hate monkeys for some reason, and they a lot of them are monkey owners, and they treat them absolutely terribly. And what they do is they sort of market the videos as if it's disciplining or helping them or training them, but it's not. The more you go down, and when you watch these playlists, this is just animal abuse. You know what I mean? This is just straight up animal abuse. In reality, it should be a subgenre that should be looked at with a discerning eye, because I don't think that if I type in monkey hate and your video pops up, you're doing the right thing. I think it's pretty fucked up, and it's one of the many messed up things that still exist on YouTube today, and it's been around for like 2 years. Some ordinary gamers made a video about it 2 years ago. Look at them, look at them. All right, we have 3 left. They're all pretty weird, so let's go to fake animal rescue. Now, this is another one that Nick Crowley actually covered, and unfortunately, it's more animal abuse, and it's pretty rough. What fake animal rescue is basically these creators who pretend that they are rescuing animals when in reality they are the ones who have inflicted the damage on the animals in the first place. And Nick Crowley exposed this because he realized, and a lot of other people realized, that the cuts that some of these animals had didn't make any sense, and the inconsistencies were, absolutely baffling. And as you can see, some of these videos have millions and millions of views, and they show puppies and animals who have been cut, and these guys go over and they save them, and you can tell based on the cuts and the inconsistencies with their stories that these animals were not just found on the street abused. They were abused for content. Really messed up stuff. And again, I don't think YouTube took much action about them. I think there's still plenty going around. I guess it is a hard thing to prove, but if you watch Nick Crowley's video, I think you will get the gist pretty quickly. Yeah, really messed up stuff. We won't delve too deep into that, but yeah, Nick Crowley's video is right there if you want to watch it. Again, YouTube, I can't believe it. All right, next up we have Mr. Anime, aka Trey Sessler. Mr. Anime was a YouTuber who created anime-related content and talked about films and that sort of stuff. And he ended up posting a video saying he had big things coming, big plans coming, and that he wasn't going to be posting for a while. And he did not post for a while. Well, he never posted again because he killed his entire family. He murdered his entire family. He went around his house, and I think he shot them all. Really dark stuff. And I remember when it happened, well, not when it happened, but when I was originally looking up the story in like 2014, 2015, every single news outlet was calling him a YouTube star, a YouTube sensation, and all this, when in reality he had like 500 or 600 subs. But they were so quick to tack on that YouTuber tag because he did have this YouTube channel, Mr. Anime, which is an unfortunate part of history. I mean, you can just look at Rainbow, YouTuber turned mass murderer. That's sort of the tagline that he got. Okay, so we actually found a really weird, interesting comment here. I just clicked on the first video that came up when I typed in Mr. Anime. We got a comment here from Wigan Miller, who said, I posted on several videos about Trey, and I noticed some of his family posted, so I wanted to back them up. Trey was my best friend in high school and college. I was in several of his videos on Lenscap Productions, which was his YouTube channel. This was really disturbing and out of the blue. He was not violent. I don't think he ever got into a fight. He was disturbed, however. I wasn't aware he was on antidepressants because he kept personal stuff pretty hidden. He seemed like a normal dude except for being a nerd and quiet. Often I blame myself because I wish I talked more with him, reached out more, and maybe this could have been avoided. He loved his family and he would have died for them. which he even wrote in the crime scene. I'll never understand what happened. I miss Rhonda, Lawton, and Mark so much, and I miss my old friend Trey. I'd give anything to go back 7 years to when everything was normal. Us just making anime reviews on YouTube and silly action movies. That's not how the world works, sadly, and I hope his story can help someone else in the future. Talk to your friends. Try to get them help. Don't let them go down a path of darkness. Wow, that is a fucking crazy comment to run into. I literally just clicked on an archive video, and this looks very legit. I mean, he's dropping names. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is legit. That is wild. That is really wild. Yeah, Wigan Miller. Thank you for the testimony. Yeah, that is wild. That was just completely ran across that by accident. Did not know. Did not know that comment was there. But okay. Mr. Anime, yeah, very, very depressing story. And the last one we have is something I only found recently. Again, Nick Crowley, but this is one of the weirdest channels that's ever existed on YouTube, and I'm doing it last because it is literally so incredibly strange. It is a channel called Mr. Sleepy People. Now, this is really, really uncomfortable. I'm going to do my best not to show a lot of the content that was posted, but I will say that, you might stumble across some really weird stuff looking for this. So, without explaining it in too much detail, if you want to go see Nick Crowley's video, Mr. Sleepy People was a very, very strange channel that would show a man going up to unconscious women who were very, very passed out, possibly drugged up, and opening their eyes and looking at their eyes and zooming in on their eyes and being obsessed with their eyes. It was an incredibly weird channel. There was 10 different women on his channel across like 7 or 8 years. He posted very consistently, and there were even videos of him licking these eyeballs. It was all about eyeballs, really, really weird and really, really, really illegal by the looks of it. It really felt like this guy was doing it without their consent. They didn't know they were going online. They didn't know it was being posted. It seemed like they didn't even know it was happening. You can even see from some of the screenshots here on these videos that, yeah, man, this is weird. This is really, really, really weird. So I will say that this is probably one of the weirdest channels that has been come across in a long time. His channel was deleted after Crowley posted about it, and he's still out there somewhere, you know what I mean? Yeah, Mr. Sleepy People is one of the weirdest channels one of the darkest channels that has been discovered in the last few years, and it was discovered in November of 2020, and it's been around for 10 years. So think about all the amount of small channels that are doing very strange things. Maybe not to this level, but this is truly one of the weirdest things that slipped through the cracks until Nick found it. Shout out to Nick. Okay, and that is every single channel and every single video on this iceberg. We did it. The last thing is literally just straight up gore on YouTube. We know what that is. There's loads of stuff like that. But that is it. I don't know how many exactly were covered, but I know that were 9 different tiers, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different tiers. Still quite a lot of videos to cover, a lot of content to cover. I am actually quite drained. Now I got to go edit this video, but still I'm glad that I got it done. If you want to see more icebergs or tier lists or anything like that, let me know. I've been having fun just kind of messing around with this style of content, and I might do more in the future. I might, do one on like controversial documentaries, or maybe, YouTube channels specifically, not just videos, because this kind of had a mixture of both. And I'm definitely willing to check out more icebergs, do more tier lists, or do more deep dives in the future. I'm looking forward to it. But that's all for now. If you want to view any of these, go for it, but do it at your own discretion, because I won't be there. I won't be there to help, because I'm going to go to bed, because I'm tired. And my voice is actually quite hoarse now. Yeah, cool. All right, have a good day. Bye.